Episode 1 of the Book of Boba Fett is here, Stranger in a Strange Land. The episode starts with Boba Fett in a Bacta tank, and we get what we all wanted, a flashback to see exactly how he escaped from the Sarlacc pit. And honestly, there was no big surprises in this sequence. Boba Fett uses his Mandalorian tech to escape the Sarlacc pit, has his armor stolen by Jawas, and then is captured by Tusken Raiders. This all very much lines up with what was set up in The Mandalorian Season 2. And on one hand, I absolutely gotta say I love the fact that they kept this basic and straightforward, but on the other hand, waiting so long for this series and waiting so long to figure out what happened to Boba Fett after he fell into the Sarlacc pit, well, that long wait made this whole sequence a little underwhelming. But moving on to one of my favorite parts of the episode, Fennec Shand wakes up Boba Fett from his Bacta tank dream, and we see Temuera Morrison donning the Boba Fett armor for the first time in the series. Seeing him don that legendary armor and the accompanying music by Ludwig Garrison, it just made for an epic moment that I absolutely loved. From there, we transition to Boba Fett's throne room, where various characters are paying tribute to Boba as the new crime lord, and the mayor is set up as an antagonist to Boba Fett, someone that isn't going to be paying tribute to Boba Fett, and in return actually wants tribute from him. And probably my favorite part of this sequence is seeing Boba Fett give mercy to the two Gamorrean guards that were loyal to both Jabba and Bib Fortuna. And this is despite the fact that his droid and Fennec Shand both suggest that he kills them. This was very important characterization and character development for Boba Fett, and just sets him up to be a likable character. From there, we get a brief introduction to Jennifer Beals' character. From what I could tell, she's the owner of the local cantina, and is someone who is willing to pay tribute to Boba, although I'm not quite sure if she's going to be an ally. I mean, after all, right after Boba Fett and Fennec Shand exit her cantina, they are assaulted by what I'm assuming to be enforcers sent by the antagonist character known as the Mayor. And I absolutely love the fact that it was the Gamorrean guards that come to the rescue of Boba and Fennec, showing us that Boba Fett's mercy for those guards pays off almost immediately. From there, Fennec Shand is able to capture one of the enforcers, and the Gamorrean guards are able to get Boba Fett back to his Bacta tank. And I must say, even though this action sequence did look really cool, we had actually seen almost all of it in the trailers, and so once again I felt pretty underwhelmed by it. That said, one of the things I absolutely loved about this episode was the last flashback sequence. Once the Gamorrean guards get Boba Fett back in his Bacta tank, he begins dreaming once again about his time with the Tusken Raiders. And during this flashback, we get to see exactly how Boba Fett goes from being a prisoner to becoming an honored warrior of the Tusken Raiders tribe. And that is by defeating a massive four-armed monster in the desert. And in the process of killing this four-armed monster, he's also able to save one of his captors, a Tusken Raider child. So after taking an absolute beating throughout this entire episode, Boba Fett is triumphant over this monster and seems to be accepted into the Tusken Raiders tribe. Overall, I thought this episode did a great job of setting up Boba Fett as a kick-ass character, but also one that has honor and mercy. And overall, I thought it was a solid start to the series, but with only 7 episodes, this first episode seems short and underwhelming. And personally, I think a big part of that is it's been over a year since we've had any live-action Star Wars content, and the expectations for this series are just so high. But hey, don't get me wrong, I think this was a setup episode, and the best is yet to come. But hey, Star Wars fans, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.